While we have all been waiting for Witchbrook, and believe me, we're still very much waiting, a husband and wife were quietly doing something remarkable. For 7 years, they built a world. They funded it entirely themselves through their previous game. A baby was born during its development. And somewhere along the way, they created a witch school so beautiful that the first time I stepped inside, I had to stop and take it all in. Hi friends, Glimmerwick here, and welcome back to Games Worth Waiting For. Today I'm taking you through my full experience with the Songs of Glimmerwick demo. The world, the story, the magic system, what it actually felt like to play, and yes, how it compares to Witchbrook, because I know that question is sitting in the back of a lot of minds right now. By the end of this video, you will know exactly whether this belongs on your wishlist. Let's talk about the world, because Songs of Glimmerwick is doing something I did not fully expect. You play as a young witch who simply decided to leave. No chosen one prophecy, no great destiny. You chartered a boat going anywhere and washed up on Glimmerwick Island. And on that island sits the Eastshade, a school of music and magic that looks like it came straight from an illuminated manuscript. But here's the thing, the school existing at all is actually an act of defiance. The game opens by telling you that the universe itself awakened to the songs of life, songs that carried harmony and discord in equal measure. Eventually, the discord became too great and it spilled over, a period of stillness, a silence. And then, only 40 years ago, a political movement used that mythology as a weapon. Powerful witches spread a theory that magic was limited, that if too many people learned to cast spells, the world would simply run out. So for 4 decades, all music was banned. A student's grandfather was imprisoned for whistling a tiny magical tune. A merfolk student village smuggled instruments while humans destroyed them on land. Your own doormate, Clover, is embarrassed that her parents supported it. She calls it, and I love this detail, a cult. The silence is over now, but it is not gone. A faction called the Silencers still exist, witches and wizards who believe magic should belong only to a select few. And you have just enrolled in a school that teaches anyone who wants to learn. The art direction here is extraordinary. The developers drew inspiration from cartoon saloon films, The Secret of Kells, Wolfwalkers, and it shows in every single frame. Beyond the school is the town of Whisk, part Hogsmeade and part Pelican Town, full of humans, moth people, and mer people, all with their own schedules, their own stories, their own quiet history with the silence. And the entire game is fully voice acted. For an indie this size, that is remarkable. But honestly, once you understand what this world has been through, it makes sense. These people have things to say, and for the first time in 40 years, they're allowed to say them. Now, I want to take a moment on the people who made this. Danny Weinbaum and his wife Jacqueline spent 7 years and nearly $2 million building Songs of Glimmerwick. They funded every single year of it through their last game, Eastshade. A baby was born during development. Everything you are seeing, every moth character, every piece of hand-painted artwork came from 2 people who simply believed deeply in what they were making. Honestly, that matters to me when I play a game. You can feel the love in it. Now, here is the part that genuinely surprised me, and I want to be very clear, this is not what I expected at all. Magic in Songs of Glimmerwick is played on a flute. Through a casual rhythm minigame, you cast spells. One song chops trees, another plows your fields. You can enchant your gardening tools with music and they will tend your whole garden while you go off and explore. You can even play songs just to make the world react. Fireflies appear, rain softens, the island shifts around you. How cool is that? Every single action in this world has its own melody. You're not pressing a button and watching an animation. You're playing a little song. And the developers love their tiny details. They have built over 30 hours of content into this game, and so many of those hours are wrapped around this one beautiful mechanic. I will be honest, before playing, I was not sure how this will feel. Rhythm minigames in cozy games sometimes feel like homework, but in the demo, it clicked almost immediately. It is gentle enough that it never feels like a test, but it is satisfying enough that you keep playing songs just to see what happens next. So let's talk about what the demo is actually like to play, because I want to be honest with you here, not just describe the features, but tell you how it actually felt. The demo covers your first days on Glimmerwick Island. You arrive by boat, meet your roommate and a handful of characters in Whisk, attend your first classes at the etchery, and get your first glimpse of the wider island. There are locations you can see the distance, the ochre woods, the shifting spires, that the demo does not let you reach yet. They're deliberately teasing you, and it works. The writing is warm from the first moment. The first character who greets you has this lovely dry humor that made me smile immediately. The dialogue is not trying too hard, it feels like a world where you genuinely want to know the people in it. One thing I found particularly lovely, there is no "you passed out" penalty if you stay up too late. Instead, the game freezes time and lets you choose when to go to sleep. It is such a small thing, but it immediately tells you what kind of game this is. It is not here to stress you, it is here to welcome you. If I'm being fully honest, and I always want to be, the demo is brief. You're getting a taste rather than a full meal. Some systems are not fully explained yet, and there are a few areas that felt a little sparse. But every single thing I saw made me want to stay longer. When the demo ended, I went straight to the Steam page and wishlisted it. This is the best thing a demo can do. Now, Witchbrook, I know we need to talk about it. Songs of Glimmerwick and Witchbrook share obvious DNA. Both are set in a magic school, both have cozy aesthetics, class systems, relationships, and farming. And yes, both have been described using phrases like Stardew Valley with magic. I understand why people are drawing comparisons, but they are actually doing very different things. Witchbrook is deeply rooted in social simulation. The entire vision of Mosport is about the town feeling alive. The NPCs, the seasonal rhythms, the community. Songs of Glimmerwick is more open, more adventure focused, with a much stronger emphasis on exploration and discovery. And the music magic gives it a completely different feel, more active, more tactile. You're not just living in this world, you're playing it. Songs of Glimmerwick is also nearly finished. The full game releases later this year with over 30 hours of content promised. Witchbrook, as we know, still has no confirmed date. So, is this a replacement for Witchbrook? No, and honestly, I do not think it wants to be. But if you're someone who has been holding space for a cozy magical school game, Songs of Glimmerwick is not asking you to choose. It is offering you something to love right now while we wait. So, should you play the demo? Genuinely yes, it is free, it is 2 to 3 hours, your save carries over to the full game when it launches, and if you love it, wishlisting it costs you nothing but means a great deal to a small team who put nearly a decade of their lives into it. I went in not knowing what to expect and came out wanting to sit in this world for 30 more hours. That does not happen often, and it certainly does not happen by accident. Let me know in the comments, are you already following Songs of Glimmerwick? Have you played the demo? And if you have been patiently waiting for Witchbrook, does this change anything for you? I genuinely love hearing your side. That's it for today, friends. If this video brought you something new to be excited about, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. And as always, stay curious, stay cozy, and keep exploring. Take care!